Not a good Sunday for Donald Trump. He was hit with some news he didn't expect. So here's what he's posting. When I'm president, the McDonald's ice cream machines will work great again. Seriously, that's what he's posting. He's also posting, abortion has dropped way down as an issue. States are already giving it to the people to vote. Yeah, because here's the news that he's getting, folks. The new ABC Ipsos poll, which is one of the most reliable and accurate, shows Vice President Kamala Harris gaining ground and gaining momentum in the final days before the election. But when you go to the crosstabs, when you look at the data, it tells a story which Donald Trump doesn't like. Let me get into it with you as well. So here's the poll, 51% to 47% Vice President Kamala Harris. You take a look right there. She's increased her lead in that poll by 2%. Here's what Matthew Dowd, a very reliable former Republican pollster, strategist, I'm going to have him on the show next week. Here's what he said. In 2012, ABC had Obama +3, while nearly every other pollster had the race even or Romney ahead. Obama won by 4. Today, ABC News has Harris +4. Run through the tape and work until the clock strikes 0. Polls don't vote, folks. Let's take this momentum and make sure friends, family, coworkers, neighbors are voting early and will vote. Stuart Stevens, another Republican strategist, says the following. This is key, folks. The most important number in this race is Trump's inability to move north of 47% support. That was true in June. It is true now. It will be true on November 5th. The difference in polls is just how much of the non-Trump vote she gets. Harris' campaign gets this, and that's why you see them staging these big thematic rallies. Reproductive rights in Houston, democracy on the eclipse. Meanwhile, Trump assembles an incel supergroup in Madison Square Garden to stroke Trump's ego in a state where Donald Trump is down by more than 20. Take a look at this data point, though, perhaps the most important of all. When asked to describe the biggest threat to the United States, do you know what voters said the biggest threat? Number one, Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Only 3% said Vice President Kamala Harris. 21% of people say the biggest threat to America right now is Donald Trump. I think it's more than that, but there you go. Let's take a look at what Ian Sams has to say as well. When you look at this poll as well, it shows Vice President Kamala Harris outperforming Biden among Black and Latino men. Another big data point, because remember the media narratives, struggling here. No, that's just not true. Vice President Kamala Harris up 74 points amongst Black men, where Biden was +60. Amongst Latino men, Vice President Kamala Harris is up +27, whereas Biden was up only +23. And then I love how Ian Sams goes, CC, the narrative. Take a look right there. Blank Slate writes the following. Harris hitting that 43% number, also among whites for white support. New York Times has her at that level as well. This poll has her hitting the Biden 2020 targets among minorities, but you just saw she's exceeding it. She's actually polling better than Biden did. And 44% amongst white voters. If those numbers hold, that would be ideal for a Vice President Kamala Harris +5 to +6 win. Again, that was similar to 2012 Obama v. Romney. I want to go show you this Matthew Iglesias, what he had to say though too, because you know I'm a data geek. And, we could talk about the polls forever. We know that's driving Donald Trump crazy on this Sunday. But just take a look at this type of data as well. What we know about Social Security and what's becoming increasingly clear amongst all independent analysts. Under Donald Trump, Social Security would be fully depleted. It would be gone in 6 to 7 years. It wouldn't exist anymore. So if you were paying into the system, under the Trump plan, you would not have Social Security. And if you're on it in 6-7 years, it's gone. It dries up. See you later. Does that really surprise you, though, with Donald Trump? He's bankrupted everything he's touched his entire life. From Trump steaks to Trump water to Trump airplanes to Trump casinos to Trump University. I can go on and on and on. So of course he would bankrupt another institution, the biggest ones that matter to us, like Social Security, like healthcare. And so while I think it's significant that Donald Trump is a wannabe fascist, that he is a wannabe dictator, while he is someone who is saying publicly that he will round up Americans who he calls, his words, the enemy from within, in a bloody mass deportation exercise. That's a direct quote from him, putting people in camps who he doesn't like and potentially killing them. If that doesn't resonate with you, would it resonate with you that you will lose your health care? That you will show up one day to the doctor and the doctor will go, we can't treat you. Why? Because Donald Trump has concepts of a plan, but no healthcare plan, and he took away your healthcare. But he'll be okay. The Billionaire Boys Club, they'll be okay. They're rich. But you won't have healthcare. Would it also influence you at all to say you will lose your Social Security, a system that you paid into? Think it'll matter to Jeff Bezos on his 20 G7 jets and his massive yachts? You think it'll matter to Donald Trump with his gold toilet bowl? But you won't have Social Security, and all independent analysis from conservative papers like the Wall Street Journal to other think tanks all say that is the case. But we knew who Donald Trump was before we let him in. We knew he was the snake, didn't we? Remember when Donald Trump would make fun of the disabled reporters? Do you remember that? I mean, just think about that low moral character right there. And I think this is why we're seeing lots of people now in these final days before the election coming out strong for democracy, but for decency and compassion. Sarah Jessica Parker posted this. But perhaps the trend right now that's driving Donald Trump and these MAGAs nuts, which I want you to share, and if you can participate in, I'm not going to play the videos for this one because it has copyrighted music, so I'm just going to show the stills. But it's a trend of women with their boyfriends, fiancés, and husbands going to vote together. And there's some posts also by men, dads, grandparents, brothers. And let me just share with you some of them. How it feels after voting for morals, women's rights, policy, and character. And we don't cancel out each other's votes. Because there was like a trend where some women would go on and go, oh, I had to cancel out my husband's vote. Then the response to that would be, man, really, your husband is voting basically to kill you? Right? By electing someone who wants you dead and who wants to treat you as a second-class citizen. So a lot of couples and a lot of men have been coming forward too and saying, I ain't canceling out my wife's vote. I'm not canceling out my mom's vote. I ain't canceling out my daughter's vote. I ain't canceling out my girlfriend's vote. So take a look at some of these other ones. Here's a guy who posts this. Red flag. When rape, racism, and misogyny isn't a deal breaker for you, that says a lot about your character. That went viral on TikTok. Here's another one of these TikToks that went viral. Knowing we won't cancel each other's vote out. You have a couple wearing a Harris Wall shirt with their daughter. I'm not sure if you could hear my daughter in the background right there. That's why I do what I do. I mean, that's what's on the line right here. Here's another one, too, of a father with his daughter going to cancel out my dad's vote. No, that's effing embarrassing. Mike would never. Here's another one. Flex, not canceling her vote. Here's another one. I'm canceling my dad's vote. And you see the woman with her dad. And then she goes, this diva is an Italian union representative that wanted to go see the Barbie movie and cheered in the theater when she gave the speech about being a woman. No, I'm not. Here's another one of these. Point of view, leaving the polls and we didn't cancel each other's votes out because I didn't marry a man that hates me. Pretty blunt and direct right there. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign put out the following ad as well because, Donald Trump continues to attack Philadelphia. Over and over again, he calls Philadelphia a crap city. He says horrible things. So take a look at this powerful ad by Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's play it.
Philly tough is different. They insult us.
Bad things happen in Philadelphia. Bad things.
They don't like us. We don't care. Because here's the thing that people like Donald Trump don't understand. We're Philly. F***ing Philly. And when you fight us, we fight back. From 1776 to 4th and 26th. So go ahead. Talk whatever you want, Donald. We're voting soon. And when it comes to freedom, Philly's undefeated.
Now, speaking of these TikTok trends that are going viral, here is one that is so powerful. I want to play this video. There's no copyrighted music here, so I can play it. It is women, often it's young women who are, and girls on TikTok, who are listening to Donald Trump talk about sexually assaulting women, right? So Donald Trump, he's on tape repeatedly saying that he likes to grab women by their genitals, and because he's rich, they let him do it, and he moves on them, and he just grabs them by their genitals over and over again. So in this trend, you have women who are listening to the audio for like the first time, and then it says, fathers are voting for this man. I'll give you an example of it here. Play this clip.
I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Pull the ham.
Hello, how are you?
And I'll show you one more of these. I mean, there's quite literally tens of thousands of these that are amassing millions of views right now on TikTok. But share this. You know, if you have someone in your family who's undecided, play this part of this video for them. Can you? Here's another one. This is who fathers with daughters are voting for. And here are two young ladies who are listening to Donald Trump say these things about young ladies and him sexually assaulting young ladies and how he likes to sexually assault young ladies and how he does it. Here, play this clip.
I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Pull the ham.
Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, they're on Donald Trump's social media platform as well. And they're posting the difference between Harris rallies and Trump rallies. Let's play this video as well.
This November, we will all come together and make our voices heard and elect Kamala Harris as the next president of
I feel that blue wave coming through. What you saying?
And I just wanted to see for myself how the Trump supporters, like on that social media platform, react to that. So they all have names on Trump's social media platform, like Robertus Trump, like the people on the platform have names Trump as well, like their screen names are Trump. So this is what they put. It's like mostly all anti-trans stuff. They're obsessed with that. That's what they wake up and they think about genitals, Trump supporters. Let's see into their psychology a little bit. So it's all stuff like this. Which one is Liz Cheney? And then they have this one, fat, trans fat. Here's another one. Trans kids are the new Gucci handbag for upper middle class wine mommies who need attention. Stop calling me. The bitch never worked here. And it's Ronald McDonald. It's just like misogyny and just disgusting stuff. And then this next handle, stupid liberals, they call it. Make America great again. And it's Clarence Thomas, like the most corrupt Supreme Court justice who like literally admits to taking bribes. Like we know we have someone on the Supreme Court who just takes bribes. That's part of it. Right? When gives him money and then he rules, it takes away your freedoms. But that's I guess who they cheer for in MAGA world. And then of course they've got to spread their lies about voting. And that they say voter fraud, and they have a video, a photo of Vice President Kamala Harris as Princess Leia with a Dominion voting machine, and it goes, "Help me, Dominion, you're my only hope." Some weird stuff right there. Well, anyway, there you have it. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Keep you updated.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the Midas Touch newsletter at MidasTouch.com/newsletter.